I've always been a little bit cautious around VR. You see, virtual reality has always been really cool tech, but as it's constantly evolving, I've always wanted to wait for exactly the right moment to jump in. Oculus though say that time is now, and they reached out, wanted to sponsor a video, and wanted to get me gaming in VR. The Oculus Rift is arguably the biggest name in virtual reality, and with Facebook's backing, it's become quite the polished product, with the Rift bundle offering everything the PC gamer needs to get started in the immersive world of VR. Now, virtual reality works by displaying a 3D image, but in a really wide field of view. And when you put all of this tech in a headset, and then you put that headset on, it can transport you to an entire new digital world. And to say that it's impressive and unlike any other form of gaming I've ever experienced would definitely be an understatement. Inside the Rift bundle, you'll find 2 motion controllers, 2 tracking sensors, and then of course the Rift headset itself. Each controller is extremely lightweight, and it houses a series of buttons and joysticks for a natural hand presence when in VR. They're each powered by a single AA battery, and they of course work in tandem with the tracking sensors to precisely map your position and movement within the virtual space. As for the Rift headset, it's evolved massively since I first tried it during early development, and it's really quite amazing just how polished the final product is. It's constructed from a series of plastics and fabric, and it incorporates 2 OLED screens that run at a blistery 90Hz for smooth in-game motion. There's also a headset portion to this headset. Is that even a funny joke? I don't know why I write these, they're terrible. That provides virtual surround sound to match the 360-degree immersiveness of the video feed. In order to get gaming with the Rift, you will of course need a PC that's capable of driving VR at 90 frames per second. A modern gaming PC will do the trick, providing you meet the minimum requirements of an Nvidia GTX 1050 Ti or AMD RX 470, and then it's paired with a processor that's a up-to-date Core i3, Ryzen 3 or better. The individual games will have their own requirements though, so the more horsepower, the better. Setup of the Rift was incredibly simple, and you can either play seated at your desk, or you can do it standing for the most immersive gameplay possible. Either way, you will need a decent amount of free floor space for the best experience. At least 1 meter squared is needed for the standing zone, but the more you have, the better your experience will be. You begin by downloading the free software from Oculus's website, which will then take you through the steps needed to get up and running. Each motion sensor will sit on your desk in a traditional manner, and as with everything else in the process, you're gently guided into placing the sensors in exactly the right space for your individual setup. The 2 sensors included allow for precise tracking of the player and controllers, but you can actually expand this and pick up a 3rd if you want complete 360-degree tracking. Each of the wireless motion controllers wake up at the touch of a button and pair instantly, while the Rift headset is hardwired and it connects via USB 3.0 and HDMI. Now you've probably noticed at this stage that I wear glasses. Have I mentioned to you that they're new? And I was a little worried about this before putting on the headset. I was pleasantly surprised though with the Rift that it fit my frames without any real difficulty, despite some extra tweaks to the fitting straps. I won't lie about it, if you do have larger glasses, it may not be the same story, and for us 4-eyed folk, we'd probably be better off wearing contacts, or having better eyes. But wearing glasses hasn't at all put me off the Rift. I just may be restricted to slightly shorter play sessions as a result. Setup then is incredibly simple, but let's talk about the most important thing: gaming. Games can be downloaded via the Oculus Store, and they're very easy to browse through, either through the Rift headset or your desktop display. I've worked my way through a fair few at this stage, with some free-to-play options as well as some premium titles that come included with the motion controllers. I really appreciate the refund policy too, which lets you return any game you don't like within 14 days of purchase if you played it for less than 2 hours. The first game I simply have to talk about is called Superhot VR. Oculus hooked me up with a code for this, and I've been blown away with just how smart and clever it is. You start in the centre of the room. Everything is very abstract in style, and there's not much around. Unfortunately, you're not alone, and there's some pretty mean looking red men trying to take you down. However, the world around you only moves when you do, so you're essentially playing out in bullet time. Oh! Yes! The other game that's kept me up to 2 AM is called Robo Recall, and this one has a very retro arcade vibe that's reimagined for virtual reality. This one is all about fast action shooting, the complete opposite to Superhot. You're placed into a world where robots have gone rogue, and you're tasked with bringing them down. Oh, that's so creepy. No. Ah. Again, the responsiveness is outstanding, and teleporting around the city, grabbing and shooting baddies is so much fun. The audio really stood out to me too, as not only does it have a fantastic soundtrack, but the game headset works to create a 360-degree sound experience, and it's really rather convincing.
Tries to hide it, but I can tell.
RoboReady is reading a large uptick of
I should take up professional dancing. Overall, I've come away really impressed with the Rift. I talk about high-end monitors on this channel all the time and the experiences they can offer, but when it comes to immersion, there is nothing quite like VR. You become completely lost in the developer's vision, and if this isn't escapism, then nothing is. Everything is just so easy to set up, and switching between a 2D workspace and a 3D game is pretty seamless. I just didn't expect this level of polish. Finding games is also easy thanks to the Oculus app, and there's hours of entertainment to be had driving, fighting and exploring. Once you're hooked, you're hooked. VR does have some drawbacks though, as while there are hundreds of fantastic titles to discover and dig your teeth into, games will need to be looked at and designed differently, and as such it's unlikely to really see any multi-platform AAAs land on VR. You may also experience some form of motion sickness in intense games or extended play sessions, though it is all clearly labelled into categories, so you can easily find something that you're comfortable with. On the whole though, it really is a great time to start thinking about VR. The hardware is clearly ready, the software not far behind, and the prices are better than they've ever been before. So if you're a PC gamer and you want to experience something entirely new, and you've got the hardware to back it up, then consider me a fan. But what do you guys think about VR? Have you enjoyed this video? Are there any games that I've missed that I should check out? Please let me know in that comment section below. I'm always really interested to hear your thoughts. If you have enjoyed this video, do hit that like button as it helps me out a lot. And obviously subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you want to learn more about PC gaming, my series PC Gaming Explained hopefully tells you everything you need to know in a very clear and easy to understand manner. And that is either in the eye or in the end screen. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.